Just kind of slowly scouting as I came in. We're hunting a public area. We is Sam, Luke, Rocky, and I. Wheatland Christian Bowhunters will be represented at a Girls with Guns event on Saturday and Youth Hunter Education Challenge on Sunday. So this evening, Friday, we're split up doing some kind of recon in different areas. We will be camping, sharing information. A pair of us will work the event, other two will hunt, and then we'll switch places on Sunday. Out here with my brother this evening. We're going to dig up some dirt in this scrape I found the other day so I can move it to another property, put it in the scrape. Coming out, got a young 8-point, and there's a doe bedded in that clump of trees right there. So I'm scouting a 40-acre piece of property that I got permission on from a patient, and marking some things. I bumped about 4 does already, and then found that cool looking character point there. So yeah, there's some things that look promising. So I've got a spot I'm going to put up a mock scrape and hang a camera, and we'll see what happens. And there's more out there. So I just got done at the new 40-acre permission piece. It has been 7 days exactly since I was there last. I pulled the card, haven't looked through in detail, but there are a couple of really nice bucks, including one stud of an 8-point. Asked my girls what they want to name them here in a little bit. And while I was there, I built a ground blind and some cedars that should give me about a 20-yard shot across the width of this funnel. It sets up nice. Entry and exit is going to be about as good as it gets. And I don't know, I'm going to go out in the morning planning to sit the marathon, but I might have to change locations depending on activity and maybe give that a whirl. So I can't imagine it's not a place I'm not going to get an opportunity, but who knows? That's why they call it hunting. So we'll see. So I do go out the next morning and head to a property north of my hometown. Get there about 6 a.m. and put my saddle so that I'm on the south side of the tree. Wind is blowing about 20 miles an hour and wind chill is about, it's in the teens. It was pretty brutal. I did see one button buck that was within range, but otherwise no activity. And about 10:30 made the decision to go ahead and break my mobile setup down. I felt like just the amount of buck activity that I was seeing on that 40-acre parcel was worth my attention. So I went into town, grabbed a Snickers bar and a cappuccino, went out, I donned the ghillie suit, and took my tripod stool, cut some more cedar limbs, and laid them out to make kind of a makeshift ground blind. And at about 3 p.m. is when the deer activity started. At about 5:15, I had this young 6-point coming across the mouth of the funnel, moving from left to right. I have a new call with me, so I'm testing it out just to kind of see what deer reaction might be. But he's uninterested. He's jogging off, either seeing or smelling something. He no more than disappears from sight, and I turn, and standing right where he had come from was a really nice mature buck, staring off in his direction. So I threw a couple of contact grunts and a couple of estrus bleats at him, and he looks over his shoulder, then turns back towards where the 6-point left. And I'm thinking, please don't follow him. I had already had that happen with another buck earlier in the day. So again, I hit him with another series of calls, and he turns 180 degrees. At this point, I look down and notice that part of my ghillie suit is clung to one of my string silencers near my lower limb, and I brush it away with my hand. And when I look up, this buck is staring directly at me, which is amateur hour. Grace of God, he turns and starts into the mouth of the funnel on the far side, which is perfect. He goes behind a cedar, and with my primary camera having a dead battery, I'm able to reach over and flip on the bow-mounted spy cam that I have. As he commits to my shooting lane, he's dropping his head and lifting, kind of looking my direction. Not overly nervous, but just knows something's not quite right. Finally, he turns more broadside and drops his head behind some blue stem. And as I raise my bow to shoot, he lifts his head and kind of turns slightly in my direction, kind of folding his shoulder, which I think is what made me kind of set the arrow a little bit back. So when he whirls, I see about 8 inches of my arrow hanging out a little bit back, knowing I got a pass through, but just not liking what I see. As he leaves, I gather things and go only as far as the point of impact with the flashlight just to look around and decide to back out and come back the next day. Just put an arrow in a buck. Forgive the video, I am shaking terribly. Jamie, doesn't help that I'm freezing. shot looked a little bit back, so I'm guessing I'm going to be back out here in the morning taking a look for him. Hopefully with a happy ending. I go home and send a text message out to my Christian outdoorsmen, and I get 5-6 replies with, I'll come help. Despite me trying to discourage some of these men from giving up a morning in the woods full of rutting whitetails, Quinn, Rocky, my dad and I head out the next morning hoping to recover the deer. I took a video last night and was shaking so bad that I don't even know if it'll make the final cut. Quinn freaking machine out here. We saw where he turned that corner and thought we had a heading on where he went. So Quinn found blood somehow. We're just kind of crashing through looking for a body, I think. And we track it to a pool. I'll show a picture of that. And then it just vaporizes. Well, Quinn takes off in kind of a different direction, finds blood, we're back on a trail. And what we realize is, when I saw him turn that corner, he decided to come back out, hit a field edge. And so what we found as first blood was actually last blood. So we got back on it, and we are following it. And he is laying right there with my arrow in him on the other side of a fence. So we've got to call somebody before we head in there and get him. But God is good, and I've got a lot of good people around me. It is a blessing to be loved and cared for the way I am. We got permission from the Environmental Services Director of Butler County, so we are legal to cross and talk to a warden. Shot was right where I thought it would be. I think offside. So we played it right by leaving overnight.